Welcome back, everyone. We are back again with another highly anticipated build guide. Lately, we have seen a substantial price drop on item prices across the board, making this the absolute perfect time to put together a very powerful ranger build that will easily carry you through the upcoming update. Our previous solo ranger setup was already good enough to quickly clear the current last stage by itself, but you know how we like to experiment. We wanted to push the boundaries further and make the build even stronger by testing higher grade equipment that are now available in the market. If something is not accessible or expensive, I will offer alternative equipment that you can purchase for cheap, so it will be incredibly easy for you guys to copy this setup. I have prepared two distinct versions for this guide, one optimized for a solo ranger build and another specifically tuned for a full party setup. Let us start by looking at the stats for the solo ranger build. For solo play, we are rocking a massive 43,524 DPS, paired with an attack damage of 3,559 and a blistering 10.83 attack speed. We enhanced this further with 223 physical damage enhancement and a massive 300% projectile damage. While it is not strictly necessary right now, I have equipped beyond armor pieces on our ranger to give her an around 2,000 HP and 55% damage reduction. We also decided to remove some crit-related skills because, let us face it, crit is notoriously bad in this game right now. Instead, we shifted those points into dodge and elemental dodge, granting our ranger a 48% dodge chance and a 30% elemental dodge chance. Because we are running solo, we have dialed the movement speed up to 6,739 to breeze through the enemy waves much faster. You could technically increase this further, but honestly the return is minimal, and you risk running into weird movement speed bugs. Now let us talk about the alternative setup for a party build featuring a sorcerer and a priest. For this configuration, we just need to swap out our accessories to lower our movement speed and replace it with raw attack speed instead. With this new setup combined with the priest buffs, our DPS skyrockets to 107,796 with an attack speed of 12.78. I also want to share an amazing tip that one of our viewers brought to my attention to maximize your priest. You can equip an Arcana Gold Amulet or a Moonstone Pendant that features an all-skill level +1 stat. This increases the level of her active skills, meaning her Blessing of Might will provide a massive 100% damage increase instead of the usual 90%. A huge shout out to Calvin for pointing this out in our previous video. Lastly, we need to limit the movement speed of your ranger to somewhere between 1900 and 1960. This specific window allows your sorcerer to cast her lightning skill perfectly on every single wave. If you push your movement speed any higher than 1960, the game tends to bug out, causing the sorcerer to throw out a basic attack on a wave instead of casting her lightning. If you want to dive deeper into the mechanics of this party synergy, definitely check out our ultimate party setup video on the channel. Before we jump into the specific gears and skills, I would love to give a quick shout out to the sponsor of today's video, LagoFast. I truly hope you guys can show them some love and support, as they actively help many taskbar hero content creators keep their channels running. Managing the inventory can be a nightmare in taskbar hero after a day of grinding, and you don't even get a nice loot. That's where LagoFast comes in to help you manage your background grind seamlessly. LagoFast is a top-tier game booster that eliminates lag and packet loss, but they also have incredible game-specific tools. Specifically for taskbar hero, they have an auto assistant which is a lifesaver for idle grinding. The tool automatically handles auto chest opening, so your chest count never hits its limit. It features auto stashing to keep your main bag clear. If you're worried about your stash getting full, it features auto synthesis and auto alchemy which you can completely customize. I've been using this to auto synthesis all gears, materials, and accessories up to the rare level. With this tool, you won't be missing out on trade ship cooldown as can automatically queue items up with their auto load ship feature. It is also customizable, and I set it up to auto sell my Torment soulstone. If you prefer to choose your items manually, you can open the real-time market price so you can see the exact current price on Steam. Another great tool is the Gear and Material Drop Details feature, which lets you see the game's drop data in advance. This works because the moment you enter a stage, the game server preloads the predetermined loot into your computer's memory. If you don't like the upcoming drops, you can simply go to another stage to reset it. For example, if you are normally farming in Torment 3.9 but do not like the loot, you can switch to another stage with different box. You can switch to Torment 1.2 and the loot table will change. Once the list updates and you still don't like it, you can just head back to stage 3.9 to reset the list again. This completely maximizes your active farming efficiency so you get much better items. LagoFast doesn't modify data, generate items out of thin air, or alter official drop rates, making it safe from bans. It also have other tools for other games such as Path of Exile, AN2, and Fortnite. You can check at the other games you can use this with by clicking the link in the description in the link below. Now if you decide to purchase a plan, you can use the code MYGAME or MYGAME to get a 30% off. They also have an additional discount if you purchase a yearly plan and the discount stacked together, making your purchase totally worth it. Now that we are back, let us take a close look at the skill tree setup. Once again, we are locking in Rapid Fire and Piercing Arrow as our core active skills. These skills rely entirely on the number of attacks you execute rather than a standard cooldown. Since our Ranger build naturally stacks an absurd amount of attack speed, she triggers these two skills effortlessly. I also want to note that I tried experimenting with the Swift Surge skill with a 100% uptime using the Beyond Fighter's helmet. However, during my testing, it actually resulted in worse clear times. The Ranger still needs to momentarily stop to cast the skill, which ultimately drags the run out longer than our usual more streamlined setup. Moving on to the passive skills, your absolute priorities should be attack damage, projectile attack damage, and attack speed, as these choices contribute the most to our overall damage output. You will also want to allocate points into the movement speed passive depending on whether you are running solo or in a group. I recommend putting 10 full skill points if you are flying solo, but drop it down to around 5 points if you are running with a party. Just adjust it dynamically so your final movement speed lands right in that 1900 to 1960 sweet spot. For the rest of your remaining skill points, the choice is entirely up to your personal playstyle. You can dump them into extra crits, more dodge, or life leech. Let us break down the gear requirements. Fortunately, we use the exact same setup for our weapon and armor pieces regardless of whether it is a solo run or a party run. Right now I am wielding the Beyond Shadow Bow, which boasts the highest base attack damage available. The only real issue with this weapon is that its inherent stats are not amazing, but it remains the absolute best option that we can easily access in the market. For the sub-weapon slot, I went with the Arcana Dimensional Arrow because the Beyond version is still way too expensive on the market. From a pure damage perspective, they perform about the same because the Arcana version comes with better inherent stats. However, the Beyond version is still superior because it offers 2 engraving slots. To ensure we consistently one-hit the enemies, I slotted in 2 Twilight Amethysts for the decoration slots, giving us roughly a 100% to 130% physical damage boost each. For all the remaining slots, we focus entirely on attack speed by utilizing Phantom Emeralds for decoration and a Minotaur Horn for the engraving. When it comes to the armor pieces, everything here is entirely optional. You generally will not be getting hit anyway, and even when future updates drop, it is always better to prioritize putting your best defensive gear on your frontline melee characters. But for the sake of maximizing this specific setup, we are using a Celestial Fighter helmet. You can easily substitute it with lower tiers like the Beyond Dimensional Helmet or the standard Fighter helmet. For the chest piece, I am running the Beyond Dimensional Armor, and for the gloves, I selected the Immortal Dimensional Gloves to secure that extra attack damage and attack speed. Down on the feet, we have the Beyond Dimensional Boots. For the decorations on this armor set, I used a Void Opal to gain an additional maximum HP, alongside a Phoenix Ash on the engraving slot for damage reduction. Moving on to the accessories, this is where the build splits into 2 distinct variants, so let us go over the solo setup first. As a quick note, I intentionally did not use any Beyond accessories here because they are still far too expensive right now. If you happen to loot one, you are honestly better off selling it for a high profit for the time being. For the amulet, the best option by far is the Eclipse Amulet, which reduces the basic attack requirements needed to trigger our active skills. For the earrings, you will want the Immortal Ethereal Earrings to grab that sweet additional attack damage and life leech. For the rings, I am running the Immortal Ethereal Ring. Finally, for the bracer slot, we use the Arcana Eclipse Bracer for the solo build, and we swap it out for the Immortal Ethereal Bracer when running in a party. The decoration and engraving setup for the solo run is incredibly straightforward because you only need to focus on stacking movement speed. For your decoration slots, use either Lapis Lazuli or Phantom Emerald, and for the engraving, you can confidently use a dice or a basilisk scale. For the party setup, however, you need to be precise. You only want to slot in exactly 1 movement speed decoration or engraving to hit that perfect 1900 to 1960 movement speed target. Everything else should be dumped straight into attack speed. For these party decorations, you can use Garnet, and for the engraving slots, stick with Phoenix Ash. And that wraps it up for our upgraded Endgame Ranger Guide. I truly hope this breakdown helps you prepare, especially with the highly anticipated updates dropping in Taskbar Hero very soon. We actually discussed the specific development roadmap in another video, so if you want to know what is coming next, definitely check that out on my channel. Please make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to support the channel so we can keep bringing you more Taskbar Hero guides. If you have any questions or specific requests for what build we should tackle next, leave them in the comments down below. Thank you all for watching.